If going live to the likes of Instagram is your jam, where your ideal clients are as a business owner, you will probably be very excited if you are looking at Livestream and you are a StreamYard fan, that there has been the release of the vertical format feature to live stream in StreamYard. But today's question is StreamYard's new vertical feature worth all the hype? We're going to be talking about it. So if it sounds like a topic you're interested in, do consider sticking around live or on the replay. But if you're new to me, welcome. My name is Janine. I'm a live video marketing coach, the founder of Video for Bosses, and I help business owners build their brand visibility on social media with live stream and video content, helping them with the strategy so that they build their authority with confidence. So I'm excited to have a chat today on this topic, and I hope this is going to be a topic that you are interested in. I mean, I was super excited about the new feature and the release. But before I start getting into all of that, because I want to kind of bring you the good tea for life, but let me just check on the old sound quality, make sure everything is okay, coming loud and clear. Yes, I can hear myself coming in loud and clear, like sonic boom. Why do I know that? Because I got myself a second device. I tell you, you always have to have one. So for those of you that are relatively new to me, you're thinking, what is this lady all about? Some of you are like, yeah, I think I want to subscribe, but I'm not sure I want to subscribe. She's a bit cray-cray. But listen, I deliver the goods, right? So don't worry about it. We try and make our weekly live streams as fun and as interactive as possible. So let's talk about this topic. Let's talk about the virtual formatting feature in StreamYard. Have you yourself tried it? Let me know in the comments. So when StreamYard released this feature, I was very excited about it. Why? Because I'm a live video strategist, video marketing coach. I was like straight on it, like white on rice. I have been looking forward to this for a very long time because platforms like Instagram, like TikTok, don't allow us to be able to use third-party tools, to be able to take our live streams to the next level. And also, as business owners, being booked and busy, we don't have lots of time to be going live here, there, and everywhere. So we know that with tools like StreamYard, Ecamm, and the other wonderful tools that are out there, that they allow for multi-streaming. So I was very excited to test this, and I did do a test. I talked about this on a video before, and I'm going to link that video to this one. And I am going to be doing a full review and feedback about Instagram Live Producer following on from this video. So make sure that you definitely check that out. But there are a number of things that once I actually tested it, I was able to kind of say, okay, are we good to go with this tool? Are we ready with this as it is? And obviously, this is the first iteration. There will be further updates that we can look forward to. Hello, Susan. Good evening and God bless you. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope you're having a great week so far. One of the things I want to say to you is that I will go into this a bit more when we do talk about Instagram, but I just want to touch on it now. Instagram used to have a feature for iOS users, sorry, Android, where you could go live and you could add images and video clips to your live stream and be on the screen as well. Thank you very much for confirming. But obviously, with them rolling out Live Producer, allowing us to be able to go live to Instagram via StreamYard, etc., they got rid of it. So I don't think that was a good idea at this stage. But anyway, it's really important that when we have these functionalities, these features, that they're in good working stead. So essentially, let's talk today. What I'm sharing with you about StreamYard's new feature, live stream feature in vertical format. This is just my opinion. Everyone is different. And it's also based on primarily testing to Instagram. Because one of the things that StreamYard said when they had their video release with the feature is that pretty much what I said at the beginning of this video. If you're someone who is marketing your business, your ideal clients are on the likes of Instagram, or you want to explore that platform going forward, then this is going to be great, right? But anyway, if you were here on my previous video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's get into this. So I'm going to be doing what I like to do, where I break this live stream up. So it's going to be in chapters. Don't worry, you can skip around. But I'm going to give you some food for thought, some pointers around today's topic, if it's worth the hype in respect of Instagram. And I'm going to do a little video demo as well. And then I have a question of the day for you. But I like to give you a visual. Vertical live streams. Are they in or are they out? Because I know for me, it's all about using the likes of StreamYard and other tools that allow me to be able to go live and have professional live streams. I was speaking to a client earlier on this week who wants to come on board, a potential client that wants to come on board and work with me. And one of the things that she wants to, number one, is get over the fear of going live, but she wants to professionalize her live stream. She wants to learn tech and tools that can help her in what she wants to accomplish, she wants to achieve for her business going forward. So we know that we love StreamYard, we love Ecamm, we love OneStream, we love all of these tools to be able to have this wonderful setup that professionalizes what we do. Now, I'm not someone who is a big fan on vertical format. I just have to be honest with you. I do it because, you have to work with what you got, right, on certain platforms. So TikTok, whatever, go live vertically because that's what, but I'm somebody that if I can opt for this is what I'm going to do, right? So I want to ask you a question. Do you prefer vertical, portrait, or horizontal landscape when you are live streaming? Let me know in the comments. So yeah, let's have a little bit of a chat about some of the feedback and some of the findings that I have that I want to share with you about the new feature, live streaming. Remember, focusing on Instagram. What do I think about it? Let's get started. I'm going to share this with you now, and then I'm going to share the actual, we're going to mix it up. We're going to chop it up between my points and the actual video demo. So the first thing I want to say is you can switch to vertical format and orientation very, very easily in the back end of StreamYard. I need to come with that. I don't like saying the back end. It's in the studio. In the studio. I keep saying back end. In the studio. It's really easy to switch to vertical from horizontal format and vice versa. Really, really easy. You're going to see how to do that in a moment. So if you are someone who has been worrying about, oh my gosh, I don't know, it's going to overwhelm me in terms of all these different things with tech, I want you to, if you're using StreamYard or you're thinking about using StreamYard, I want you to just lean into it, because one of the things that I love about StreamYard, regardless of what the feature or release is that there's so much explanation and support in order for you to be able to use the tool efficiently, effectively, and easily. Another thing that I love about StreamYard is that they are so responsive to feedback. They have a weekly town hall where our questions are answered, and they are ready to take on board the feedback and the suggestions for improvement. So all of these sessions that we're doing, it's going to lead to that anyway. So absolutely love that. So I don't want you to feel like, oh my gosh, it's this is it's too much. Another thing to think about and learn. No, lean into it because you have all of the support. So it's super easy to do. The second thing is that I want to remind you that assets need to be sized for vertical format. Now that might sound like an obvious thing. However, it was not obvious to me when I first started testing. What do I specifically mean? Not that you're going to need to have the assets, but I could not initially understand when I actually came into the studio, went into settings, I switched the orientation over, and it just chopped my face in. It just chopped. It was still sized for, even though it switched over to portrait, it still was sized for landscape. And I could not figure out what was the problem, and ended up getting tech support. But it turns out that the reason why I was having that issue was because I hadn't taken my landscape horizontal overlay off, and that was the problem. So I'll show you what I mean in the actual video demo, which I'm going to show you in a moment. But yeah, it's just a couple of things that you need to make sure that if you are going to be going live using the vertical format and feature, that you have your assets in the studio set up and good to go. And you can do that quite easily via your brand kit. You know, we have up to like different 10 brand folders that we can actually use. So you'll be able to do that super, super easily. Just make sure you have, in the same way you do, as I said, you will, if you're using StreamYard, you'll know how to add in your video clips, how to add in your overlays and all of the different things. And if you don't, what I would suggest you do is utilize Canva, which is a great tool, my fave. What is your favorite tool? I think Canva is just dominating, right? It's just dominating. But you will just create your assets, so your images, your video clips in 9:16 format. You can utilize the design for Instagram stories. That will be the correct one, or even TikTok stories. So it's the same dimensions. And you will just create your video clips there. Super duper easy. Hello, Kashini. How are you? Good evening and God bless to you. Never late, my dear. It's good to see you. Haven't seen you for a couple of weeks, but thank you so much for being here. And if any of you have any questions about anything that I am saying, please feel free to ask in the comments, whether you are here on the live session or you come back on the replay. No question is silly. So let's move on to the next point. You will need to adjust position to be central in frame. Because obviously, once you actually change the orientation, it's going to crop you into that. So you obviously don't shrink. So you have to make sure that you kind of position yourself. And I tell my clients this all the time, regardless of whether you're going live or your mobile, whether you're going live using StreamYard in vertical format, whatever, horizontal, you always want to make sure that you're sitting central in frame. This is really important, and you probably will know this. Yes, we all love Canva, but you will see once you change the orientation that it crops you in. Please make sure that you are checking everything, that you're happy with how you look in the frame before you hit going live. That's going to be really, really important. The next thing is that you cannot switch format once you are live. Now, whether or not you're going to want to do that, I just want to make it clear that you can't do it, right? There is no switching as it stands at the time of this recording. You cannot switch between orientation once you're live. You can't switch anyway. There's no ability to switch it inside the studio, as you are like when you're looking inside the studio and you have all your assets in front of you and everything. You can't change anything. You'd have to do it prior to going live and going into the general settings. But once you're live, that's it. So if by some chance you go live and you're like, oh my gosh, no, this is not right, I want to change it. You can't. You're going to have to roll with it, because you'll have to end your stream. And if you're multi-streaming and you scheduled it and all of those things, it's going to be a hot mess. So what I'm saying is that I know that you will be proficient in the knowledge that before you go live, you're going to know you're in landscape versus portrait and what you look like. But you just need to make sure that you are very much clear, happy with your positioning and your setup, because you cannot change your mind once you have gone live. The next thing is that live stream sound and visual quality is poor for Instagram. I'm going to pause there and I'm going to bring up the little video clip that I want to show you so you can see step by step some of the things that I'm talking about. And you'll also be able to see visually what it looks like for Instagram. But like I said, the previous video that I did about using Instagram Live Producer, I'll make sure I pop a card up. And like I said, I will link it below. But we're going to chop it up. We're going to talk about that point about sound quality and visuals being poor for Instagram Live. And remember that this feature, the focus is heavily about if you want to go live on Instagram. So I'm going to bring up the video now and we will chop it up in T-minus a few moments. Let me just add this to the studio. And yes, put your comments in as it plays. Get yourself your notepad and pen, a cup of tea, and enjoy. Okay, so here I am in the back end of StreamYard on the home page where it says streams and recording. So we're going to go through this step by step in real time together as we have a look at what it looks like in vertical format live streaming on. So I currently have both my Instagram account, as you can see, open, as well as StreamYard. So if you were going to set this up to schedule a live stream or go live on Instagram, let's just start where we are in StreamYard. So the first thing that I'm going to say is let's select create. When you select create, you've got the option of live stream, recording, on air webinar, as you know. So we will just select the option for live stream. Then you will see, or you're probably familiar with this, there is the create live stream and select your appropriate destination. So we're going to choose the destination that we want to use. And when you actually select the destination, you will see that it says to put in the title. So for the purpose of this, we'll just say test. And then you obviously know, if you've watched my previous video doing a demonstration, I'll make sure I pop a card up now. You'll have the instructions and you'll see it says the Instagram stream key where you need to copy it. So let's head over to Instagram now. So the first thing you want to do is go to the option create, select live stream, and then it will tell you here to add your video details. So we'll just name it test again. For the purpose of this, we're going to select an audience of practice, but you can do public or practice, but we'll just do practice, and then select next. And this is where Instagram will generate the appropriate stream key. So you've got stream URL and stream key. So be careful that you select the right one. In any case, I'm saying be careful, but you'll be prompted if it's the wrong key anyway. But you also want to select the second one down, which says stream key. So click copy, head back over to StreamYard, and then paste in the appropriate stream key, and then create your live stream. So you select create live stream, and you will then enter into the studio in the usual format. You'll then make sure that your camera and everything is all good. And let me just select that. Hopefully I'm not doubling up on sound there. So let me just go into the studio here. And so here you will know this is where you're in the back end of the studio. You would normally just select to add yourself to the stage, and then you will be in full horizontal format. But obviously we want to change this. We don't want to be in this orientation. So what you would want to do is make sure that you go and select the option that says settings at the bottom. Now you obviously default to camera. You want to go to select general. Now here you will see there are options on the right hand side. You see it says orientation. Now if you click the question mark or hover over it, you'll see what it says. You select the orientation mode to be landscape or portrait. And it explains that it works best for destinations like Instagram. So the default is landscape. You want to change it to portrait. So don't worry about changing anything else on the screen. That's all good. And then you will just come out of that. And then you will see that you are set for portrait vertical format to go live. Now, one of the things that I want to say to you is that you want to make sure that you have your assets set up for vertical format. So when you are in horizontal landscape mode, you will have your overlays and your video clips. So for example, I'll just show you in my brand kit, I have everything set up here for horizontal. Now, one of the things that I want to say to you is that if you try and use an overlay that is not the correct size for the framing of your video, your live stream, this is what's going to happen. And this is what happened to me. Initially, I didn't realize, because I had one of my overlays on, why it was not changing the orientation from horizontal to vertical. So I'll just give you a demonstration. Do you see what happens? You need to make sure that your overlays, everything is the correct size. So I'll just remove that and you'll see that I'm in the correct frame. So if you have gone to go live and you've selected vertical and it's not formatting correctly, it probably means that your assets are not the correct size. So you need to create an asset folder specifically for the correct orientation of how you're going to go live. So I would suggest that you do that in Canva, and then you just create a brand folder, which you know you can do inside StreamYard really easily, and then you'll have all of the correct sized overlays, video clips, images, etc. Everything will be correct for this dimension. Now, the only thing that I can say is that when you're in this orientation, as you can see, it's obviously going to crop you in a lot more. You may want to reposition yourself. So the good thing about if you're prepping to stream on Instagram, because we haven't gone live over there yet, you can refix yourself. So you might want to just put yourself back a little bit in frame. So what I would say is that you can also crop it so that you have the background. I think you have to go back into settings. Let's have a look here. Let's go back into settings. I'm back in landscape mode. Let's go back to layouts. I'm in the wrong place. So you can see that we're here in all the options for vertical, because we're in vertical, which is great. But you see at the top, it says define your solo layout. So we'll select that, exit out. And now there is a frame. You can use the default ones or add your own ones in. But obviously this is not something you have to have, but you can use obviously StreamYard's options as well. Again, I think that it would be great to have this layout at the bottom here, the options directly underneath, rather than having to go into settings and then go to layouts and then just, you know, have to toggle between one or the other. But again, I just wanted to show you that. So once you're actually happy with how you look in the frame, etc., then you would select to go live once you've got all your assets, everything correctly sized. So for the purpose of this, let's go live. So we'll select go live. You wait till it says that you're live in StreamYard. Now, if you remember, like I said, from my previous video, which I'll also link in the description, you then have to head over to Instagram, and then you can see yourself in the frame. Now, one of the things that I'm gonna say, let me know what you think about this. I really am not very keen on Instagram Live Producer, and I'm gonna do a whole video about that. The video quality is not very good. It's not what we are used to if we're using our cameras, our webcams, our DSLRs, or even the quality of our mobile phone cameras, right? You can see it's a little, it's not as sharp, it's not as crisp, but in any case, let's select live. So once we're kind of like, yes, we can see ourselves, we're in the frame, let's select to go live, and let's have a look here. So selected to go live, and here we are, I'm live. You would then go back to StreamYard and just continue to watch yourself via StreamYard. Now, one of the things that I will say quickly here, and I'll probably say this in the main portion of the video, is that a lot of people are saying you cannot see the comments, obviously because you're doing the stream in StreamYard. However, what I would encourage you to do is have yourself a second device. You guys know I'm about upside down. You know, I always talk about the importance of having yourself a second device. Get into that live stream so that you can see the comments as you go along, so that you are quite aware of who's saying what and you can still respond. But obviously here you can change things that you want to change as you want to change them, and just rock it out. And then obviously once you have finished the live stream on Instagram, you would, in the same way as you would just select to end the live stream. Let's make sure that we do that. So you select end live video, and there you go. You would end the video. This is a test, so we'll just discard that video. And then obviously you come back to StreamYard, and then you make sure that you end the stream in StreamYard, and then that is it. So once you're finished, you would then exit the studio and you are finitoed. Now back to the main portion of the video. So what do you think? Let me know what you think about what I actually shared in the video. I know there was a little bit of an overlap in some of the things that I was saying, because obviously we're live. So I was talking earlier on and sharing and giving you the points, the 5 points, and then kind of giving you a little bit of the walkthrough. So what is it that you think about it? Kashini has said, yes, the quality definitely needs some work. Or is it because of the crop thingy, the crop of the orientation? So I don't know. I personally think it's like with anything, when it's the first iteration, the first wave of a new feature or a new tool, of course, the first version is never going to be the very best that it can be. It's not possible. If we think about how StreamYard has evolved, Ecamm, if we think about social media platforms, if we think about how phones have evolved, that as they go along, learn more about it, it gets better. But my whole thing is, and just giving you the general feedback, is that I personally, and like I said, look out for the video that's coming up about Instagram Live Producer. I just think that Instagram Live Producer is not where it needs to be. And I think that as business owners, we may run to going to StreamYard, starting to stream, using it. And it doesn't make a difference whether you got your webcam or your DSLR. If anyone has had a different experience, please do let me know in the chat. But we're going to may run and pour onto using StreamYard, and it's the quality of the actual live stream, which we always know as creators, live streamers, that it's all about creating the experience for the audience. So it's really, I kind of feel like I'm in a rock and a hard place, because I did a live stream, I've done tests, and I've actually gone live on Instagram using StreamYard and Live Producer, and it's just, no, it's not very good, and I don't like it, and I feel like it needs a lot more improvement. And the truth be told, their feature that they had for iOS, where you could add video, a lot of people didn't know, you could via your mobile add video clips and add images sized, if they were sized correctly, and you could bring them into I did a whole live demo on Instagram showing people how to do it. Super easy. But obviously what's happened now is that Instagram got rid of that, because obviously it's now Live Producer, but it's almost gone backwards. So me personally, until it's actually sorted out, I won't be using StreamYard to live stream over on Instagram. It's just not good enough. It's not good enough for my standard. And I think as those of us who are using these tools to just create that dynamic experience for our audience would need to consider it. Like I said, if anyone has had a different experience to me, definitely let me know. Now, this is no criticism. Let me just put my disclaimer out there. This is no criticism at all on Instagram as a platform, and it certainly is not any criticism on my favorite StreamYard. I'm a big advocate, proponent for this tool. I think this tool is a wonderful, wonderful tool for those of you who really want to up level your video marketing, your live stream strategy. You want to now start going live as a brand authority within your space. If you're a business owner and you're using social media marketing and you're going live, or you want to go live, then this is absolutely the tool for you. If you haven't started using it, click the link in my description, sign up for a trial for StreamYard. And if you do sign up for it via my link, it's an affiliate link, so I will get a small commission. Yes, Kashini, I will get a small commission for it. But let me know about what you think. So Kashini has said, yes, right, it takes time for new features to be improved, and I'm sure they will fix it. No, absolutely 100%. They will fix it. There's no way that they won't fix it at all. But like I said, this is the question of the day. Which one do you actually prefer, vertical format or horizontal? Let me know, those of you that are here live, and if you come back via the replay. And when I actually make a decision about something, or I give feedback on something, I always do it based on testing. So make sure that you are looking out for the video that's going to be going live, where I'm going to be giving the full breakdown on the Instagram Live Producer. Now, do we have any questions? Let me know in the chat if you have any questions, live or replay. No question is silly. And please let me know what your biggest takeaway from today's session was. I would love to hear your feedback. And I also know that there are a number of you that are wanting to really lean into live video production, live video strategy for your business, whether you're a coach, consultant, you want to start using this tool. It is fantastic for building your authority, for building your visibility, and also for professionalizing what you do when you're creating live stream and video. Because StreamYard, if you've looked at some of my videos, I've done a whole breakdown about why business owners can use all the different features that I love about this tool. Again, I'll link that video in the description. But I know that there are those of you that want to learn how to use it. You want to learn the strategy, the skill set for live video strategy, framework, and marketing effectively with it. If that is you and you would like to work with me, book a call. The link is in the description. Well, I can't speak. You can book a call at bit.ly/book VFB, which stands for Video for Bosses. Kashini has said, I prefer horizontal. I guess it's the YouTube effect on me. I guess so. Listen, if we come from the school of YouTube, it is all about horizontal. It is all about landscape. And it's so funny because I started live streaming on Periscope, as most of you know. And with Periscope, we started out, excuse me, vertically. And then we had the ability to change the orientation. I changed it. I rarely went live vertically. I changed it to horizontal because as I was actually growing on Periscope, I was also using Facebook Live and I wanted to professionalize my live stream. And Kashini, you won't remember, Susan will remember from way back in the day when I used to work in corporate. I used to use their office spaces to go live and I had a glass background and it looked like it was overlooking like the office space and people were like, oh my gosh, do you work in a newsroom? And I was like, no, I don't. But hey, my live streams are so professional. So I always went live in horizontal mode. So yeah, I've always been a landscape girl and I will be until the end of live streaming time. But we have been talking today about, what have we been talking about today? Vertical lives. Are they in or are they out? And I have been talking a lot recently to you business owners about understanding how to use the different tools and the different platforms so that you are getting the very best result from your efforts. And I did a whole video talking about Facebook. So if you are marketing on Facebook, I get a lot of my high ticket clients from Facebook. So I'm not knocking Facebook either. But I spoke about Facebook Live and understanding your data, understanding your analytics, and whether or not Facebook Live views are real or if they are fake. So I have done a whole video about it. Click onto that video if you want to find out the real tea on that. And guys, it's been amazing. I will see you all on the next video or the next live stream next week, same time, same place. Good evening and God bless. I love you. Bye, Kashini. Bye, Susan, and everybody else that joined the live. I'll see you soon. Bye.